I'm Melanie Abrams, and this is the whole truth on the coronavirus law, the stimulus package, the I'm tired of trying to make ramen fancy bill. Whatever you're calling it, it's here. But what we don't have are a lot of answers or real information on how it helps us. I have gone through the entire bill, I've done the research, and I've found the parts that are going to help you. I know you've heard a lot about these potential $1,200 checks. Is it $600? Is it $2,400? Is it a paper check? How do you become eligible for this payment? How do you get it? Where do you go to get it? Who do you call? What forms do you fill out? There's a lot of misinformation and just plain no information out there. So I found the information for you. I've also had this text translated so that nobody misses out on any of the benefits of this bill because they don't speak English. So you can find that on wholetruth.tv.com. We've had a lot of information thrown at us over the past 2 weeks, and it kind of feels like we're living in an alternate universe. I'm not a financial planner or an attorney. I don't play those things on TV. I'm not here to give you financial advice. We're just here to tell you what is real and factual and try and help you out. Let's begin. The biggest question is, am I eligible for the stimulus check and how much will I get? If you have a social security number, you are eligible. That's it. If you make $75,000 or less in income, you'll get $1,200. If you make more than $75,000 a year, your payment will phase out. So you'll get $5 less per $100 over $75,000 that you make. Once you hit $99,000 a year, you're no longer eligible. You'll receive $500 for every child under age 17. If you had a child in 2020, congratulations, but you won't be getting $500 for that child now, though you will when you file your 2020 taxes. Claimed dependents will not receive a stimulus check. How and when do I get the check? A schedule for this has not been released, but the Treasury Secretary hopes to begin payments in 3 weeks, though experts say that's a little optimistic and it'll most likely be 2 to 3 months. The first batch of payments will go to people who filed a 2019 tax return with direct deposit. If you filed without direct deposit information, it is too late to update that, so you will just have to wait for a paper check in the mail. If you've not filed your 2019 taxes, make sure to do that quickly and choose direct deposit as your option to make sure that you get your stimulus payment faster. If you don't file your 2019 taxes, they will just use the information on your 2018 taxes. So you need to make sure that your address on file with the IRS is correct. You can go on wholetruth.tv.com to find the form that you need to fill out, or you can call the number on your screen right now and you can do it over the phone with them. If you receive Social Security payments, they will use the address or direct deposit information that they have on file for where you received those payments. And your stimulus payment will not be affected by whether you filed your 2018 or 19 taxes. They're going to use your Social Security information. If your information on your IRS file is accurate, that's it. You just await your payment. You do not have to fill out any forms or talk to anybody on the phone to get your stimulus payment. If anybody calls you asking for your direct deposit information or any information at all to get your stimulus payment, it is a scam. There is a way to report those scams on the IRS website, so you should do that. You will not have to give any information or speak to anybody at all whatsoever to get this payment. You just have to sit there and wait like this. That's it. Sit back, relax, and await payday. Next question. Do I qualify for unemployment? So this is, in my opinion, the greatest and most important part of the stimulus bill for those of you who usually don't qualify for unemployment, like part-time workers, self-employed workers. Those people are now eligible for unemployment, so it's huge. The bill adds 13 weeks and $600 a week to your state's current maximum allowance for benefits. Even if you were already receiving unemployment for a reason that is not due to COVID-19, you will still qualify for these new unemployment benefits. A few other people are eligible for unemployment under this bill as well. So if you are technically employed, but your doctor has told you that you have to self-quarantine and you can't work from home, you are eligible. If you are employed, but your child's school has closed or your elderly parent's care facility has closed and your type of work does not allow you to work from home, you are eligible. If the breadwinner in your home passed away due to COVID-19 and you are currently not working because of that, you are eligible. So there are lots of different scenarios that you may be eligible, and I highly recommend you just apply because it's very likely that you'll be eligible right now. How can I keep my small business up and running? The bill allows another $350 billion to guarantee loans through the Small Business Administration. If you own a business with under 500 employees, you will very likely be eligible for 2 different kinds of low interest loans. The 2 types of loans are SBA loans and disaster relief loans. I have linked both places that you can apply for those loans on wholetruth.tv.com, as well as the IRS forms that you'll be required to fill out to apply qualify for those loans. So if you're having trouble keeping people on staff or staying open or just paying your overhead bills and you're worried, are you going to have to shut down? How long is this going to last? Please go apply for one of those loans and save our economy. All of the loans are very low interest, and some of them are actually forgivable. If you use the loan for what it's intended for, to keep staff employed, then a lot of it's going to be forgivable on the principal and you'd only have to pay the interest. Now we're going to discuss student loans. The Democrats did try to get student loan forgiveness passed on this bill. Unfortunately, that did not happen. However, interest and automatic payments are suspended until September 30th if your student loan is federally funded. If you are trying to qualify for the public service loan forgiveness program by making those 120 payments, these deferred months will count toward those 120 payments. So even though you're not making a payment, you do have that month count toward your 120. Next, paying your bills. Obviously, one $1,200 check is not enough to pay your bills for the foreseeable future. So a lot of people have been asking, am I going to get evicted during this time? Luckily, this bill puts a moratorium on all evictions if your landlord's mortgage is backed by a federal entity for the next 120 days. As for utilities, this bill does not require that utilities remain on. However, a lot of cities and states have passed their own law regarding utility shutoffs. I have linked on our website a link that you can go to. You can choose your state, and then it'll show you all of the legislation that your governor has passed statewide in response to COVID-19. Also, a lot of utility companies themselves have said that they will not cut off utilities at this time. For instance, PG&E and Consolidated Edison. So if your state has not done something regarding this, you can also check with your provider. If you have an IRA or retirement account, you can withdraw $100,000 without the usual 10% penalty as long as it's for COVID-19 reasons. You can also take out twice the usual amount from your 401k. Lastly, something that I haven't heard a lot of people talking about, but I think is so important, is how the COVID-19 crisis might affect your credit score. Starting January 31st and continuing for 120 days after the president announces an end to the national emergency, your lenders cannot mark you as late on your credit report if you take advantage of their payment plans that they might be offering. They still have to mark you as paid on time on your credit report. They can and will make mistakes, so it's important to keep a record of all of the agreements that you make with them. And then when all of this is over, go to freecreditreport.com, download your credit reports, and make sure that everything on there is correct, because if it isn't, you do have the right to dispute it. So that's what I have taken out of this bill as being the most important information that regular people like us need to have. On WholeTruthTV.com, you will find links to the Senate and congressional meetings on this bill if you'd like to read through those, as well as the entire text of the bill itself. You will also find links to apply for unemployment and SBA and disaster relief loans, plus the IRS forms you'll need for those applications. If you have any questions or need any help, you can email us at talk@wholetruhtv.com. 3 cheers for emergency socialism! Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at WholeTruthTV, and click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, because we've got a lot of truth about guns, corruption in Washington, and the dirty politics behind the coronavirus bill coming up for you soon.